welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to schedule meetings through our MaxUC, also known as Accession Communicator product. I'm also going to take you through the settings that you need to help enable some additional security features for this product line. So why don't we dive in? The first thing we're going to do is adjust some settings in the MaxUC Meetings product. So for our Windows users, the Settings, File, Meetings, and Tools tabs are going to be at the top of your actual Accession Communicator. For Apple guys like myself, you're going to go under Accession Communicator, Preferences, and then we're all going to click on the Meetings tab and Advanced Settings. This is going to open up a new web page, and we're going to scroll down, and we're going to require a password for personal meetings if attendees can join before host. This is off by default, but on mine it's already checked, so you want to check that. You're also going to generate and require password for participants joining by phone, so go ahead and check that. That should be off by default. Do not click on join before host. You can allow that if you'd like, however, it is a security thing, so please keep that off. The other thing that is off by default is end-to-end encryption, so please go ahead and click on that and turn it blue to turn it on. Then we're going to scroll down to waiting room and go ahead and check that. That should be off by default, and we want it blue for on. A waiting room is going to be where the participants sit, quote unquote sit, just like a waiting room. So you'll have the ability to admit them as they come in. Basically, you can be the bouncer and screen them. So I'll show you what that looks like in a little bit. Now that we have our settings in place, let's go ahead and schedule a meeting with Accession Meetings or MaxUC. There are two ways to do this. You can do it with the paper and pencil icon on the Accession Communicator product itself. You can click on that and go down to schedule a meeting, or at the very top of it for Windows users, you will see meetings. Apple users, you'll see it at the top of the screen. So I'm going to go down and click on schedule a meeting. A new window will pop up. You'll see it says John Doe's meeting. You can change the start date and time, the duration, the time zone if you'd wish. By default, video is off for host and participants. That's just kind of good polite etiquette, so I would recommend keeping those off. Also, it's also good etiquette to allow telephone and computer audio. That way guests can join via just telephone, or they can use their computer audio. Now, what we really wanted to discuss and take a look at is the meeting options. So you're going to want to check on require meeting password, and you're going to want to formulate a password. It has to be at least 4 digits, and I'm going to use 1, 2, 3, 4 as an example. And then you can see there's some other options down here. Enabled join before host. We already kind of went through that. You don't want that checked. Mute participants on entry. You can do that or not. It's a preference thing. You can use your personal meeting ID. Another security feature, but if you're using a meeting password, you don't necessarily need to use that. And then record the meeting automatically on local computer. That's going to record the meeting locally to a file that you typically designate. However, if you are recording, you have to let everybody know that you're doing that. So please make an announcement if you're going to record the video call. So let's click on schedule. It's going to take us to a new web page. My calendar is Gmail. So you'll see that that populates, and you can see that this is the URL that is going to be used to join the call. In the body of the email, you're going to see that the URL populates right here, pwd equals password. So here's your auto-generated password. Here is the password that we made, 1, 2, 3, 4. You will see for telephone users that feature that we enabled at the beginning of this tutorial. You can see that there's an auto-generated password that they're going to need to enter to join by just a telephone. Now that we have our settings in place, let's go ahead and test some of them out. So I have a meeting scheduled for 1 p.m. today. I'm going to go ahead and start that meeting. So I'm going to go to meetings and view upcoming meetings. Remember, Windows users, your meetings and tools toolbar or tab will be at the top of the Accession Communicator. I'm going to start this meeting. Now you'll notice when somebody tries to join a meeting, this is going to pop up. This is the waiting room feature. You can choose to admit them. You can also click here or where it says see waiting room, which becomes manage participants. But you will see we have one participant already in and we have one person waiting, so we can admit them if we would like. We can always remove them if we'd like, and that is the waiting room feature. I want to show you how the password feature works that we enabled when we were scheduling the meeting, and how it helps secure a meeting. So for instance, you notice that this looks like the other URLs that were in our meeting invites, with the exception that there is no pwd equals string of characters, which is the encryption key or the password that is auto-generated by the system. So if this were a insecure meeting or we did not enable the password feature on the system, you could go to any web browser and put this in and just join a meeting. However, since we enabled that, it should ask us for our meeting password, which is 1234. Click on allow, and we're going to put in 1234 and join the meeting, and you will see that we go right into the meeting. And with that, that wraps up this tutorial on how to schedule meetings through our MaxUC Accession Communicator product and how to enable some security features on the product line. Thank you very much.